Dear students, we are going to learn about second chapter, Animal Kingdom. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about complete classification, means that animal classification. This animal kingdom undercomes the animalia. It's a animalia. In that, we are learning about the different phyla and classes, all the things learning in this chapter. This is the very important in the NEET as well as the our board 11th also. So here is the what is an animal. First have to learn about the what is an animal. Here is the animals are multicellular and heterotrophic organisms without cell wall and chlorophyll. Here is the definition. According to this definition, animals can be defined as, here is the multicellular organisms. They have a more cells are present, and heterotrophic means they don't have chlorophyll. Because of absence of chlorophyll, these undercomes the heterotrophic organisms. You know that cell wall is present in only plants. Here is the without cell wall. Here is the first one, multicellular. Second character is the heterotrophic organisms. Third is the cell wall is absent and chlorophyll also absent. That we can say that is as a animal, right? Now here is the, that's the generally you can say animal. Now here, what are the major phyla of this kingdom? What are the major phyla are present in kingdom? Here is the first phyla is the Porifera, second Cnidaria, third Ctenophora, fourth Platyhelminthes, fifth Aschelminthes, sixth Annelida, and seventh Arthropoda, and eighth Mollusca, ninth Echinodermata, 10 Hemichordata, 11 Chordata. These all are the phyla, 11 phyla. Inside them they have a different classes and everything will be there, like a hierarchy there, no? KPC of GS, kingdom, phylum, like that. Now here see, in this Porifera, we are learning about the sponges. Cnidaria are the coelenterata, learning about the hydra, jellyfish, aurelia, like these animals. Ctenophores, in that example, comb jellies. Platyhelminthes, which are the parasites, which are flatworms, right? Aschelminthes, roundworms, you are learning, right? You are learning the roundworms. And Annelida, earthworms, you are learning. Arthropoda, insects, best example, cockroach. Mollusca, snail, apple snail, example. Echinodermata, starfish is the best example. Hemichordata, in this you are learning the belanoglasses like organisms. Chordata, from 5 paces to human beings, you are learning the chordata, right? So these all are the different phyla which are present in the animalia, right? Now what is the basis of classification? Here is that to classify the organisms, we need some base. Without base, you can't classify any organism, right? Some basic characters required. In that, level of organization, it means this indicates the organism is made up of cell or tissue or organ, like that. This is called as a level of organization, right? So here we are learning about the first level of base of classification is the particular level of organization. Next one, body symmetry. It means what? No, that body parts arrangement in the geometrical fashion. Okay. Then germ layers. These are the embryonic layers. Ectoderm is the outer one, mesoderm is the middle one, and endoderm is the last inside one. From these total organism is formed. Okay, based on this also your class with the organisms. Coelom, this is the body cavity. Body cavity. The space between the ectoderm and gut called as the body cavity. What is the coelom? Space between the ectoderm and gut we called as the coelom, right? Next one, we are taking the segmentation and all also. Here metamerism called as segmentation. What do you call? Segmentation, right? Metameres means body compartments also, and presence or absence of notochord. Presence or absence of notochord also one of the base of classification, right? Yeah, we'll go for the next slide. Yeah, now we are taking the first classification in the levels of organization. Based on organization of cell, animals are grouped into 4 levels. I told you right previously, cell level, tissue level of organization, organ grade of organization, and organ system level of organization. These are the 4 which are under comes the levels of organization. Means what, before slide, this one, levels of organization. First one, we have a cellular organization. The animal have a cell level, that is called as a cellular organization. We give the best example is the sponges, poriferans. Tissue level of organization, Coelenterata means Coelenterata and Ctenophora. Organ level of organization will come as a Helminthes. Organ system level, this is the most developed one. This is the primitive one. Yes, this is the little developed, this is the developed, this is the more developed, right? In such way that organ level of organ system is there. Now we are going to learn about the each one, right? See, they have given here is the first one, cellular level of organization. Here is the cells are arranged a loose cell aggregates, means tissue is won't formed here, but all cells are present like this, but should not be as a tissue, right? Loose aggregation only there. There is this a multicellular only. More number of cells are there, but they are not aggregated as a tissue, right? So that's the first cellular level of organization example, porifera. And tissue level of organization. Here tissues are formed. They have a special function. These are example Coelenterata and Ctenophora. And here is the organ level of organization. Higher animals from Platyhelminthes to Chordata, they have a specialized organs. Organ system also very well developed. All higher animals have the system, right? Now here is the next one is the digestive system. Digestive system. You know that digestive system also called as the gut, also called as alimentary canal, right? So here is the organ system of different animals, shows the complexities. Here is the two kinds of digestive system are there. Two kinds. All animals possess the two kind of digestive system. First one is the incomplete digestive system. What do you call? Incomplete digestive system. This system has only one opening. Example, see here, Hydra, it has only one opening. This house has a both ingestion and egestion also. Means there is no mouth and anus, right? Example, Nidaria and Platyhelminthes, right? And complete system, second one, it has a two openings. For ingestion, it mouth is there, and digestion is the anus is present. Both will be served here, right? And moreover, circulation, open type of circulation is there and closed type of circulation is there, right? Open type and closed type. Open type means, see here, open type of circulation, the blood flows within the body cavity. Open type, best example are the arthropods. Arthropods are the best example for the open type of circulation. Blood flows within the body cavity are the sinuses. Closed means what now? Blood flows within the tubes. This is the developed one. Open is the primitive one, right? Now here symmetry. Next, second category is the symmetry. Symmetry means what now? Simply, it is the arrangement of similar body parts on two sides of main axis of the body. That is called a symmetry. Simply arrangement of the body organs in the geometrical pattern. We called as a symmetry. Symmetry is very essential for the animal to live success in their environment. Two kinds they have given here. Asymmetrical symmetry and symmetrical. Here is the basic things are the two, asymmetrical symmetry and basic symmetry. Here is the asymmetrical symmetry. Here this a body cannot be divided into two similar halves. That is called as the asymmetry. Asymmetry means what? No, you can't divide. Means they don't have proper body plan. Example is the most poriferans and snails also. They don't have proper body plan. That's the we can't cut the organism into two equal halves. Right? Symmetry means what? No, body can be divided into two parts, identical parts. See in the picture they have given asymmetry. Here is the unequal. Right? In this picture it's showing the unequal body arrangement here. But here is the symmetry is there. Can easily cut. Right? Here also asymmetry. Here also asymmetry. This is the symmetry. See here is a human being has a through the mid axis of the sagittal plane. When you cut, we'll get the two equal halves. Right? That's the called as the bilateral symmetry. We'll discuss in the next slide. Right? Next. Here is the symmetry types. Two types are there. Basic types are the two. Radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Radial symmetry, here I have to focus and I have to observe the picture also. Here body can be divided into two equal halves by any vertical plane along center axis. These things are the very important. Two equal halves, how will you get? Two equal halves will get only from the any vertical plane along central axis. This is very important. Oral aboral axis. See, this is the oral axis, this is the aboral axis. In the center axis, in the vertical plane, if you cut, we'll get the two equal halves. Some poriferans and cnidarians and ctenophores, echinoderms. Echinoderms adults shows the radial symmetry. Got it? Larvas will be shows the bilateral symmetry. See here is the which of the following phyla can shows the adults as a radial and that larva is a bilateral symmetry. That's one of the phyla is the echinodermata is the answer. Echinodermata is the answer for that. Right? We'll go for the next. Here that's the second is the bilateral symmetry. The meaning itself only two, bilateral. Here body can be divided into right and left halves like a mirror images in only one plane. Platyhelminthes to chordata have a bilateral symmetry. Got it? Body can be divided into right and left halves only in one plane. That is called as the bilateral symmetry. Right? I hope you clear. Next here see. Yeah. The body of bilateral symmetrical animals. Here is the should know as a biology student should know that planes are the sides. Here is the dorsal side, upper side called as the dorsal side. For example, here is the lizard, there no reptile. This dorsal side, back, right? Ventral means what? No, this one ground surface where it is there. No, this is the ventral, dorsal side and ventral side. Left and right called as lateral sides. Where the head is there, that's the anterior side. The tail region or the leg region for humans, that is the posterior side. Here bilateral symmetrical animals have a dorsal side, ventral side, left and right lateral sides, anterior part and posterior part. These things have to remember, very useful to get the remaining classes easily can understood because of that. Right? Now germinal layers, third level of classification are the evidence like that's the germinal layers. Here is these are layers of embryo from which all the body organs are formed. Means what? Here is the after fertilization, zygote is formed, right? Zygote will be formed, it will be as a embryo as a like a blastula and gastrulation takes place. Finally, that fetus will be formed. Here, two germ layers from that whole body will be formed in animals. So these are the two kinds, diploblastic and triploblastic. Diplo and triplo means which organisms have a only two germ layers called as the diploblastic, which animals have a three germ layers called as the triploblastic animals. Right, see here they have given complete embryo and gastrulation and blastula mesodermal formation. Now check here, diploblastic animals. Two germ layers are present, outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. In between these layers, an undifferentiated jelly-like layer called as a mesoglia. See, this term is important. Mesoglia present here. Two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Right? In the picture, see here, ectoderm and endoderm. In between, it has this one jelly-like structure called as a mesoglia. Mesoglia. Right? Example, Nidaria and Ctenophora, example of the diploblastic. Three germ layers which are having, we called as this slide, check it, ectoderm is the outer one, middle one is the endoderm, mesoderm, and inner is the endoderm, right? Ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. These three are present in the triploblastic. Ectoderm is outer, mesoderm is the middle, endoderm is the inner one. Example is the platyhelminthes 2 chordata. These examples are very, very important, right? Platyhelminthes and chordata. These are the example of the triploblastic, right? I hope you're clear, everyone. Right. Now we'll go for the coelom. Fourth one. Coelom means what? Body cavity. It is the cavity lined by the mesoderm. Mesoderm, there no ecto, endo, meso, I told no. That body cavity is lined by the mesoderm. It's seen in between the body wall and gut wall. Okay, gut wall is a digestive tract here in this, check in the picture. Gut wall and body wall. Between what it is there? Cavities. In the cavity, all internal organs like a heart, liver, stomach, intestine, all are arranged. We need a cavity. Without cavity, how can you place? Like a cupboards, almirahs in our house. We are placing some objects. If the space is there, that's where placing. Right? In the same manner it happened here also. These are, coelom separates the muscles of gut and body wall. Based on the nature of coelom, animals are three kinds. One is the acoelomate and second one is the pseudocoelomate and coelomates. Coelomates means those have a coelom called as coelomates. Those does not have a coelom but it has a some cells will be filled in the between that's a pseudocoelomate, false coelomate. There is no coelom, that is called as a acoelomate, right? This is the classification of these, right? Now we'll go for the next one. Here is the first acoelomate. The space between the body wall and digestive cavity is filled with the matrix called the parenchyma. It means what? That's a no gap, because of what? That is filled with the other tissue. That's why there is no coelom. That's called as acoelomate. It means what? No coelom. Example, porifera to platyhelminthes. Means what? Porifera, colenterata, ctenophora, platyhelminthes. Right? And pseudocoelomates, false coelomate. See here the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. True coelom or the coelomate have a body cavity should lined by the mesoderm, peritoneum. But here not like that. That's why called as the, this is the pseudocoelom. Here is the key point is very, very important. Mesoderm is scattered pouches. Scattered pouches. In the picture you can see these are the mesoderm like a scattered pouches here there. Example, Ascahelminthes. Acoelomates, platyhelminthes, pseudocoelomates, Ascahelminthes. Right? Coelomates means true coelom. Here coelom arises from mesoderm. Coelom is lined by the peritoneal layer, that's called as the mesoderm, filled with the coelomic fluid. That's annelida to higher. All animals have a coelomates, are the true coelomates, right? Here they given, see here, coelomates, coelomates, the space between the body wall and tract is filled with the matrix. In the picture, check it, the same thing only, but example have to learn. Here is the porifera platyhelminthes. Here is the ascalmenthes. There is the annelida to all organism, right? What is the function of coelom? Here is the what I told previously. These all parts will accommodate. It accommodates the visceral organs. What are the visceral organs? Internal organs called as the visceral organs. Coelomic fluid reduces the friction between the visceral organ. I told no. This cavity is filled with the complete fluid-like structure called as the coelomic fluid. That will be reduce the friction between the organs. It acts as a shock absorber, right? This is very important. There is no friction while walking or jumping, running. There is no friction between these all organs. Because of that, it has a no friction because of have a fluid is there, right? Then here is the, we'll go for the next slide. Metamerism. This is the last one. Metamerism means what? No, body segmentation. This is the phenomenon which the body organs is externally and internally divided. Externally divided in the cockroach and externally internally divided in the earthworms, right? Annelida and arthropod example, that is the metamerism means what? No, body segmentation of the compartments. See how it is. Earthworm have a body segmentation. It's like this there, right? It is like a annulus. Annelida name given as a annulus because the body has a segmentation. Okay, from internally and then externally also divides. But in the whereas the arthropod have a only external division only there, right? So last, notochord. Presence or absence of notochord. Notochord is the derived from the mesodermal origin. It's supporting rod-like structure which is present in the dorsally. Okay, during embryonic stage it will be formed. These animals called as the chordates. The animals does not have notochord called as the non-chordates. Animals with notochord are called as the notochordates and without notochord called as the non-chordates. See in the picture it has given, right? Embryonic stage they have given here. This is the notochord. What the line is there here? Notochord, right? Which is where it is there? Dorsal, not ventral, right? Dorsal rod-like structure. This is called as the chordata. We can say chordata, which are not having. That's called as the non-chordates. See at a glance you can learn all the things. Here is the porifera, cellular organization. Is this one enough for learn all the things? Porifera level of organization is the cellular organization, and second